Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Orange Cactus Productions. We're here in Altoona, circa sometime in the 1950s, but where will the modern consist? We have two Conrail SD60Is, and on the rear of the train, two Conrail SD40-2s, which for some reason have no sound. Interesting. I'm sure the sound will kick in. I think it's trying to work between the sound enhancement pack and what we've got now. But anyways, we're going to be taking this coal train up to Horseshoe Curve, to Gallitzin Station, because that's one of the only places we can go. So let's get right to it. So put our reverser in forward, release our brakes, headlights on. And our horn also does not work, I forgot. I messed with the horn, so I have to go without a horn. That's okay, we won't really need it. There's not a whole lot of crossings here. Notch up slowly. You'll notice I am doing a live commentary for this video, which is sort of unusual for me, but I figured it might be a little bit easier if I'm here to talk with you live. Speaking of which, I hope everybody's having a decent 2020. Mine's been turbulent, to say the least. Oh, we got some wheel slip. Sand will fix that. But yeah, mine has been very, very turbulent. One reason or another. You may have seen the end of my last video, a tribute to a friend that I had lost. And, yeah, that wasn't easy. And then just looking at the state of the culture, oh my goodness. It is an absolute mess right now. Absolute mess. But hey, one day at a time, that's all we can do with life. One day at a time. Take it one day at a time. Just like operating a train, you throttle up one notch at a time. With life, you take things one day at a time. And I'm speeding. Notch down there. You can hear the sound of the dynamics. I accidentally went into dynamic braking because of this combined dynamic brake throttle thing, which I hate. I hate on any locomotive. I don't know why it's a thing. I'm sure it's very convenient, but you notch down too far by accident, and yeah, that happens. I wonder if the sound is back for the SD40s. No, it's not. That's unfortunate, but we'll have to live with it. They do look nice, though. Conrail quality repaints. These are all from Railworks America, as is the repaints for the SD70s, or SD60s, as they are in this case. Nice long coal train. Not too terribly long, only about 3,000 feet. So we shouldn't have too much problem getting up and over the curve. But yeah, what a year it's been. My goodness. Some of the highlights include going to the Strasburg Railroad, which I had mentioned in the previous video, I believe. That was fun. Nice break from all the chaos. But just the state of everything, it's so hard to really keep a stiff upper lip, as they say, because you're really just, you know, you want to get excited about the future, but it's hard because the future looks kind of bad. Alright. Put it up to about, I don't know, 50 words. 56. But I did get a whole bunch of add-on content for Train Simulator and some for Train's a New Era. I'm not sure if I'm going to make any filming on that. Train is a New Era just is not... It's not a good-looking simulator. And at times it feels kind of... This is definitely a better simulator to record. So, Trains is more of a personal simulator for me, and then I capture some clips every now and again. It's weird because Train's strengths are Train Simulator's weaknesses. For instance, the user-generated content in Trains is absolutely phenomenal. Both the payware and the freeware. But in Train Simulator, the user-generated content is meh at best, depending on who's producing it. If it's someone like Trains and Drivers or Searchlight Simulations, then yeah, that's good quality stuff, but I don't know. The repaints are good, but there's not a whole lot of stuff out there, and you have to really search. Railworks America is the best website to find all these repaints and different things. But you'll have to dig around for some of them. Like, I had to really dig around to find the one for Conrail for the SD60. I'm glad I did, though, because it looks awesome. Kind of wish Conrail was still an independent railroad. That blue looked awesome. Plus, I just hear a whole bunch of positive things about the railroad in general. Coming up on a crossing, but I'm not going to horn because I don't really have one. Maybe I'll put the bell on, I'm not sure. But another thing I would like to see is a more modern Horseshoe Curve. I know there is a current Horseshoe Curve mod from the workshop by somebody who I believe is with the Loco Shop, but it really doesn't work very well. It's got a lot of problems, and some of it he admitted he can't fix, so it's unfortunate. You can't have trains of a certain length, otherwise it won't load. Certain assets just won't load. You know, it is what it is. 1.8% grade, and we are doing fine on the throttle. It kind of looks like it's rainy and overcast, but it's not in the game. It should be clear skies, but I think just the way the map is. I don't know, kind of strange. But these are beautiful units. I've been looking forever for Conrail quality Dash 8s, but nobody seems to have any repaints of them, because there's the CSX models. And I haven't found any repaints of those, so if anybody knows of any, be sure to let me know. I'd like to have more Conrail stuff for sure. Love the ambience of the birds. It's almost a 2% grade, and we're going at a very steady pace. So adding those ST40-2 helpers was a great decision. And plus these ST60s have a lot of horsepower. You can see where it says ST70 Mac there. That's what the reskin came from. And it's basically the same locomotive anyway. I'm sure there are some minor differences that somebody could point out, but it is what it is. They also painted on the red sort of safety lights there. They're not real, they're painted on the front, but it makes it look more accurate to what Conrail's setup actually was. I like it. It's very satisfactory. Moving along at a very decent pace. Very decent pace. I think once I get closer to the curve, I'll take a break. And I'll show the train going around the curve without commentary. Maybe. I'm not sure yet. I'm kind of trying to cover my bases here because I'm just kind of doing it as I go along, so I'm not entirely sure. And let's go back in the cab. These are nice cabs, these wide cabs, though. Nice control stand. I've just got to fix the horn. I didn't even think to do that before recording. I'm going to notch the throttle down just a bit. Getting closer to 35. Alright, well, I'm actually going to cut the video here so I can show you guys the train going around the curve, because we are getting somewhat close. I'm surprised because usually it takes me longer with a heavier train, but we are moving at a very good pace, so I'll see you guys after that clip. Hope you enjoy. Okay, we're back. I think I forgot to mute my mic for the non-commentary portion, so who knows what it picked up. I'll have to watch that back in editing and just hope and pray I didn't say anything stupid. But we're only 4 miles out from Gallitzin Station. I always mispronounce Gallitzin. Now we've got a steeper grade. But as you'll notice, the SD40s are actually, the sound is working. So that's cool. Like that a lot. Makes it a little bit more realistic. But yeah, the grade definitely steepens out here. It's funny, once you get past the curve, I think it's some of the steepest grades on the line. The summit will be at Gallitzin tunnels, so we're not too far from that. Notch down a little bit more. I wish the sky looked actually sunny. But I think it's because I have it set to fall as well. That could also be why. Because I love fall. Fall's my favorite season. I can't stand spring and summer. It's too hot. Summer being the worst offender in terms of heat. It's terrible. You might hear it in the background, but it's currently the night of the 4th of July here in good old 2020. So fireworks are still going off in the background. Forgot to mention that earlier in case you heard it. Tunnels should be visible around this next curve. This isn't a very long run, and I apologize for these past couple runs being very short. Oh, I guess not. I guess I'm thinking of further up. Oh, that's right, because there's a place where the elevation of track changes once it splinters off. Notch down even further here. It's a lot easier to use the keyboard to control the throttle than it is to use the mouse on the levers, because it makes notching up and down so much easier. I've got the sand going. Once the grade evens out, I'll turn off the sand. But for right now, I'm just going to keep it going. Just so we can get as much traction as possible while we're on these grades. You can see it's already on the bottom chart. It's starting to level out a little bit. Now let's see how the rest of the train is doing. Looks good. Still got full coal. Not that it's going anywhere. That is an awesome shot. I might have to... Actually, I will. I'll take a screenshot there. That'll be the thumbnail. Because that looks cool. Here we are at the S-curves. Bring the heads-up display back. Sometimes I usually like to run with the minimal heads-up display, which is F3. But it is missing a few features, so if you don't remember your hotkeys, I think this is a little bit more useful. Which I currently don't remember my hotkeys, so there you go. So now the only thing that this repaint is missing is a cab that has the Pennsylvania Railroad signal markers But, I mean, it is what it is. I still think it's a fantastic repaint. Alright, now we're getting to the point where we get more diverging track. Notch back up. Oh wow, I didn't even notice the percentage of the grade. It's 2.3. That is steep. It is very steep. So we'll just let the train climb. And see off to the left there is where the track elevation changes. So you got an even steeper grade if you're going up that portion of the line. But once we hit the tunnels, it should even out. I don't believe it evens out at the tunnel entrance. I think once you're in the tunnels, like midway through, and they're not long tunnels. Also, I should see, do I have cab lights? I don't believe this is equipped with cab lights. I don't believe. Yeah. Allegheny tunnels, there they are. Allegheny tunnel, rather. Singular, even though there's two tunnels right there, clearly. Okay. So we don't have any cab lights, so it's going to get a little dark in here. Which is okay, because I can still see with my heads-up display. I guess they're diverging me onto this tunnel. Which is unusual, because usually this is for eastbound. But I guess you can use them either way. That's kind of how the railroad's designed. Those are tunnels to vent the steam and diesel fumes. Fans, I should say. You see them spinning right there. And it seems like the lights don't work in this tunnel. And yeah, I was right, the grade is starting to level off. In fact, once I come out the other end, I'm going to have to go into dynamics. You can see the station is right on the other end. Ordinarily, there would be no reason for a freight train to stop at that station. In fact, I don't even know if that station is still there. I highly doubt it. But we're almost there. Hope you guys enjoyed this little ride. I'm going to have to find longer scenarios to do, but that also involves more cutting, because I don't want you guys to have to sit here for just miles and miles of what amounts to not a whole lot. Apply some brake. And some dynamic brake. Turn off the sand. Got some wheel slip from the dynamics, I know. And we are stopped. Scenario complete. Even though, unfortunately, half our train is still in the tunnel. I mean, it's not a big deal. Just hope the helper crew likes sitting in the tunnel. So anyways, folks, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, this has been Andre with Orange Cactus Productions, and I will see you further down the line. God bless, have a good one, peace.